Mr. Paine, is it true you have been summoned to the White House because the President is angry over your remarks? If so, please don't be intimidated, sir. Have no fear, my friend, I assure you. Although I respect the office of the presidency, I would bow to no man. No, it's not true I've been summoned. But if I were, this is what I would say to the President of the United States of America. Mr. President, our founding fathers are turning over in their graves. There are no bombs falling on our city, no large enemy armies at our gates, but we are facing a disaster of monumental proportions, exceeding the tragedies of all former calamities combined. We face the end of America. Our representative democracy is dead, replaced by a swampland of party politics, ignoring the will of the people, playing games with the future of our children, bailing out failure and taxing success. Traitors and cowards in elective office, seeking only to appease advocacy groups and ethnic interests who promise to deliver the most amount of votes at the next election. Let us not be fooled, sir, that a failed economy is the central issue. It is not. The economy will rebound, but the issue is how much more dependent on government to satisfy your every need will we be when it returns? And can a nation that no longer teaches the principles of our founding fathers, lest they offend some special interest, ever regain its soul? Please, sir, look beyond the economy of numbers at the causes that are eroding our national unity. Our citizens are being buried alive in burdens never authorized by our Constitution and our founding documents. The corruption of the judiciary, with judges now dependent on the will of political parties. Our sons and daughters subjected to death and bodily injury in foreign countries without a formal declaration of war, which would ensure they go to battle with the full support of we the people, and not the whim of spineless leaders in Congress, advocating cutting their funds and playing politics with their lives. Have we not learned, sir, America cannot accomplish the mission without we, the people, being an equal partner in the fight? A military asked to win those wars, but condemned for collateral damage, lest we be criticized by countries who either work against democracy's interest or refuse to fight for themselves. The heart and soul of our economy, small businesses, paralyzed by government regulation and control over every aspect of their existence. The average citizen working the first 6 months of the year just to pay taxes that support welfare programs and handouts to foreign nationals never authorized by our Constitution, overburdened by a tax code 7 times larger than the Bible and understood by no one. I understand, sir, your passionate declarations that we all must be good global citizens. But respectfully, sir, you were not elected the president of the globe. You were elected president of the United States. The globe has not provided you a treasury to solve their problems. We, the neglected people of America, pay your salary and provide the funds to support our interests first. If your house is on fire and your wife and children are in danger, would there be any question as to where your immediate allegiance should be? Is it not common sense to put your nose to the American grindstone first? And remember, sir, we're broke. You don't want more complaints. You want solutions. How do we stop this endless slide to the end? I have no idea. I'm not a politician. I represent no party or no idea other than a return to common sense and reason. But I do know, sir, you will become the greatest president in our history if you have the guts to do what few politicians today even dream of. Choose the harder right, turning your back on your political handlers and those who would dismantle our country's history, traditions, and values over the easier wrong of bowing and apologizing for America's mistakes. And stand up and inspire us all with the respect that is obvious. We are Americans, the most generous people in the history of the world, with the DNA of past generations who willingly sacrificed their treasure, their lives, their future to make the world free. We ask for nothing in return, not land, not servitude, not glory. That history needs to bow to no political gain. That history needs no apology, sir. And may you never mislabel gratitude and pride in country as politically incorrect arrogance and extremism. I know, sir, you are very concerned with criticism that America is not a very good global partner. Perhaps, sir, it's time you should remind our critics. Americans were the first people to shed their blood fighting for global freedom. There would be no possibility of globalization if it were not for the contributions of the United States of America. Secure your greatness, sir. Stand in front of we the people and declare the end of the self-destructive welfare state, sanctifying every person with a problem as a victim. Remind our country we were built and preserved by people who refuse to be victims. Hand up, not handouts. Declare what every citizen with common sense understands. There can be no bipartisanship if you stand in the cesspool of divisive politics and policies. Lady Liberty is mortally wounded, and the only hope this nation has to find bipartisan strength in action is to raise the debate to our founding principles of self-reliance, personal responsibility, and the vigilance to ensure government remains our servants and not our masters. If we need lawyers and judges and the ACLU to tell us what those principles are, then we have lost our common sense and we have lost our country. Forbid it, Almighty God! It's time for all of us to earn what we have been taking for granted too long. It's time for all of us to earn the right to be an American. Stop shaking your heads, moaning you can't fight City Hall, and realize we are City Hall. God bless our country, and may God give you, sir, the strength and the wisdom to turn away from your apology tours and stand up for America. It's the right thing to do, sir. My name is Thomas Paine. Semper Fi, Mr. President. Semper Fi.